All right, guys, got an exciting video for you today. I'm not sure if you're aware or not, but there's a very interesting truck coming out in 2025 from Ram called the RamCharger. And I think this truck is the biggest deal in a long time. So I think this truck is a game changer, and I'm going to explain why I believe that. So number one, I think as truck owners, what is the number one thing we love about having a truck? Capability. You can go across the country, you can tow a lot, heavy payload, put a lot of people in, put a lot of gear. There's been a lot of great trucks over the years, and with all these changes coming with the EPA and CAFE standards, there's been a heavy push towards electrification. And a lot of us are not really so thrilled on that idea. And you ask yourself, well, why is it? Well, most of us like freedom, and electrification currently doesn't offer that. If you want a pickup truck and you want to pull a trailer out west, down south to Florida, up north to Michigan, out east, out west, anything, an electric truck, it's tough right now. You know, if you tow in the winter, some of these new trucks could get 60 miles of towing range. That's not very feasible when you could take a traditional gas or diesel truck and get 200 to 400 miles of range of towing. This is where Ram has brought something that I think is the coolest truck that's hit the market. So let's get into this. So if you haven't seen this, let's watch this real quick clip from Ram.
You don't buy Ram trucks for the paint, leather, and the filigree. You buy them because they're built to serve whatever needs you have. And they're built from the ground up, frame first. And this is the ultimate Ram truck. This is the all-new RamCharger, and this thing is an absolute beast. Over 660 horsepower, over 600 pound-feet of torque, and 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. But the story is way bigger than that. This has its own built-in charging system. It's a battery electric truck with a 92 kilowatt-hour battery and a 130 kilowatt generator that charges all the time. Two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, whatever is optimal for efficiency. And because there's no direct mechanical path from the engine to the wheels, the power station charges straight to the battery, meaning you can bank power along the way to address what could be your range anxiety. The new RamCharger has been designed to pull more than 7 tons. It's been built to pull an entire skeptical demographic into the electric truck segment.
So here's what I love about this truck. I'm all about a vehicle that provides a lot of opportunity of freedom. So if you could give me multiple choices of propulsion, why would I not like this? This is a truck that you could run it strictly on gasoline and it will charge the battery pack. You could charge it at home with a level 1 or level 2 charger. You could charge it on the road with a level 3 charger. If you never wanted to use the gas engine at all, you could do that. If you only wanted to use the gas engine and never hook it up to the electrical grid, you can do this too. This is phenomenal. I freaking love it. And I have a feeling you're going to see many other manufacturers offer the same capability. Here's what we don't know. Ram has shared some of the information about what this truck is, and they kind of talk about, obviously they just show this range, 690 miles of range. We also know that with the large battery pack, which is the 92 kilowatt hour battery pack, it's going to give you approximately 150 miles of range, kind of shows right here, 145 miles of range. So I was kind of digging into the Lightning, the Cybertruck, and the Silverado EV that's coming out, kind of looking at weight of the vehicle, towing range, regular range, and trying to think about how efficient this new RamCharger is. Because the biggest thing I think about is if you're going to have a hybrid truck, there's a penalty you have to pay. You have to pay a penalty for price, number one, because you're paying to have an electric powertrain and a gas powertrain on the vehicle. Secondly, you have to ask, if you're carrying that extra gasoline engine on board, what is the penalty of weight going down the road? And you can tell it's a heavy vehicle because when we look at some of the photos here, I'm going to show you the wheels. If you count the lugs on this rim, there's 8 lugs. Traditionally, an 8-lug rim is either a Class 2 or Class 3 truck, Ram 2500, Ram 3500. So you know at that point, this truck is a heavy truck. I'm guessing at a minimum 7,000 pounds of dry weight. And we're not surprised by that because a new F-150 Lightning is similar weight to that. And if we look at an F-150 Lightning, it's only got 6 lugs, not an 8-lug wheel. So Ford has a lighter weight truck than the RamCharger, and it shouldn't be a surprise because it doesn't have a gasoline engine on board either. The downside of the Lightning is towing range, is the efficiency. I did a video on this, on the Lightning versus the 5.0 F-150 here about 3 weeks ago. And if you look at the very end of the video, I kind of show this number right here of a 1.6 miles per kilowatt hour for the standard driving loop. So if you do the calculation, if you're burning a rate of electricity at that much, you know, if you've got a 100 kilowatt hour battery, do the math, you know, you're looking probably around 160 miles of range. That's not very much for some people. I mean, just the other day, I did 400 miles in a day. Okay, so now the question is, how does this compare to some of the other trucks? So let's look at the Cybertruck. The Cybertruck has a 123 kilowatt hour battery. So now let's talk about the Cybertruck. When we look at all the competitive truck options right now, so you got the Lightning, you got the Silverado EV coming out, and you've got the Cybertruck that's gonna come out. The Cybertruck is also only a 6-lug rim like the F-150. But GM and the RamCharger, both of these are 8-lug rims. So if we look at this photo right here, this is the work truck version of the Silverado EV. You can see this is also an 8-lug design. So you've got Silverado and the RamCharger as an 8-lug. Why is the Tesla Cybertruck and the F-150 Lightning both 6-lug? Well, they either have a lower GVW of the truck, or the truck is lighter weight, or a combination of the two. You can tell that GM and Ram are really focusing on range a little bit more than Ford is. They're kind of showing their cards a little bit that these trucks are a little heavier duty, a little heavier, and it should be no surprise, as we mentioned, that the RamCharger is, of course, a heavier truck than all of them because it's going to have 2 powertrains. So for me, what I'm watching on this truck is I'm curious to see what the mile per kilowatt hour will be on full electric. And then I'm really curious to see when this generator is running, what is the efficiency going to be of it's probably going to be a mile per gallon because you're using fuel to go down the road. So I'll be really curious to see what that turns out to be. This technology is not new. Actually, General Motors was the first one to do this back in, 2013, 14 with the Chevrolet Volt. All Ram did is take what Chevrolet did with a car and said, why don't we give people a truck version of the Chevrolet Volt? I think this is the coolest truck because I love flexibility, and this truck answers a lot of concerns I have. Also, what I like is if you get annoyed by maintenance on a gasoline engine or filling up gas, oil changes, spark plugs, gosh, your maintenance could drop drastically with this thing if you're only ever using an electric mode. But if you still want to go and tow a trailer in the wintertime, you can do it with this thing and have unlimited amount of range. When I say unlimited amount of range, you just pull up to a gas stop, just like a regular pickup truck. But during the week, if during the week you're not using more than 50 to 100 miles a day, you can charge it home at your level 1 or level 2 charger, whatever you have at your house or apartment, whichever. Now, I'm going to show you another thing that's interesting that Ram hasn't really dug into much. So here's another thing that's absolutely incredible about this truck. The truck has a 130,000 watt generator. The average home in the United States is about 30,000 watts of use. This truck has the capability to charge over 4 homes. I mean, think about this. If you think about, once again, adding flexibility and capability, imagine if they ever came out with a 240 volt connection, 50 amp or 100 amp connection on the side of this truck. You could plug in 3 neighbors' houses to your truck and charge it. That's incredible. Ford has the 7,200 watt generator built into their Lightning, and that is awesome. This is going to be a truck for me that I'm going to be very interested in getting. I love the Ram interiors, the ergonomics. I think they've absolutely hit home runs the last 10 years of like some of the best in class interior ergonomics, and they've stepped their quality up drastically. Now with this could be what leapfrogs Ram into the truck market above everybody else. So I'm going to keep my eyes on this, and as more data and information leaks on the internet, I'm going to be posting this up for everybody. But my whole point today of making this video is kind of sharing a different perspective of the full capability of this truck. I know a lot of my friends, when they first thought this, they're like, this is the dumbest truck I've ever seen. And I was like, well, why do you say that? And they're like, oh, because it's got a generator built in. And I'm like, yeah, but if you really think about it, this is a truck that offers a tremendous amount of freedom, and we all like options. This is the truck for options. If you like this video and you want to see more of these, shoot me a comment down below. If you really like the video and you want to give me a thumbs up, cool. Hey, have a great day.